Homes are taking longer to sell, and it's weird because some homes are still selling within 7 to 10 days and others are taking like 60 days. So over the last 6 months or so, we have went from a super strong and spicy seller's market, as you know, where, a home that hit the market wouldn't last for more than a week. Sometimes it wouldn't last for more than 24 hours. To now a more balanced market where buyers can actually take their time to consider their purchase and maybe even make a conditional offer and do things like a home inspection. Buyers know that right now they're holding the cards a little differently. So they're not jumping at the opportunity to just buy a home for the sake of buying a home. Unless they are specifically looking for a fixer-upper project, most buyers are turning towards homes that show very well and are very well maintained and are clean. They don't mind dealing with an outdated kitchen or having to change a floor, but generally speaking, they just want to move in and relax. Now, with the interest rates rising and the prices declining, a lot of people are feeling a little bit uncertain, and some buyers have decided to take a step back and wait on the sidelines until all of this blows over. And that decrease in demand has sellers feeling a little bit weary of the market and maybe even a little bit confused because it feels like the tables turn so quickly. However, there are still buyers looking, and this is where working with a professional who has their finger on the pulse of the market really matters. Now, understanding the fundamentals of the market and being able to comprehend and dissect the data is so important, right? There's the macro market, which is the GTA, and that's really what the media is talking about. But then there's all these little micro markets within, and each has its own set of characteristics and data points, and that's honestly where the money's made. So it was reported by the Toronto Real Estate Board that 25% of the homes that hit the market throughout the GTA in August were actually relisted because they haven't been able to sell. So sellers will actually take the home off the market and then relist it at a lower price since their original pricing strategy wasn't working. That being said, there are still properties out there that are still selling at good prices, but it really and highly depends on how you're positioning the home to the masses. If you're new here, my name is Alice Prince. I am a broker here in New York region, and we help clients buy and sell in New York region, Durham region, and Toronto. Now, if you like educational and valuable real estate insider videos like this one, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps you stay up to date and helps me share it with other people just like you. So please give this a big thumbs up. Now, you can also use the link in the description below to book a seller consultation, a buyer consultation, or just a call to chat about real estate at your own convenience. Now, many people are wondering if now is a bad time to sell, so let's go over it. Now, I just helped a family purchase a home in Stouffville, and this home was quite lovely. However, it did require a little bit of a facelift. Now, to give you sort of like paint a little picture here, the floors needed to be updated because there's carpet throughout the house. The kitchen could use a little bit of a facelift, and the washrooms could use some love, but the home was in a fantastic location. It had solid bones, great foundation, located on a awesome street with walking distance to the shops and the restaurants. It really was a special property. Now, even with all the updates that are required, the property had an offer date and had 33 showings in 8 days, and we found ourselves competing against 3 other offers. It didn't sell for an astronomical, out of this world February 2022 price, but it sold. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is strategy for the current market that you're selling in really, really matters. And I've spoken with a lot of clients who are considering selling their home for various reasons. And to be honest with you, I've been telling some clients to kind of stay put because this market is not for everybody. If you want to be on the MLS and Realtor.ca for shits and giggles, or if you purchase at the peak of the market and are freaking out because you think that the market is crashing, however, you can hold on to your property, then it's probably not the time to sell. But if you need to make a move because life is life, and obviously depending on your unique situation and how long you've owned the home, it might be a good time for you. But there's so many different variables to consider, and any good realtor will ask you a lot of questions and learn more about you and then share the data and the numbers with you to see if it makes sense. If a realtor is telling you, yes, it's always a good time to sell, or only sharing with you one side of the narrative without showing you exactly what's going on, then run and run very fast. Now, when looking at the historical data and pricing trends, prices will go up again, but the question becomes when. And well, we don't really know, right? When prices dropped in 2017, it took about 2.5 to 3 years for prices to reach that same peak peak in 2017. Now, if you're planning on buying and selling in this market, it's all relative because although you're not selling for what your neighbors got at the top of the market in February, you're also not paying peak market prices. And you're going to be saving on things like a down payment and land transfer tax, which can be actually huge savings. So if you're moving up in the market, this actually may be an opportune time for you to take advantage of what's going on because home values move in percentages, and so that detached 4-bedroom home that was more money than your townhouse or condo has taken a larger hit than yours would have. So it really does vary based on what your goal is and what you're trying to move to next. Now, if you're in the market or considering a move this year, let's chat about the mistakes to avoid and how to get the most out of your sale. Now, ask yourself, how does my home stack up against the competition? And this may sound obvious, but pay attention to their list price, their marketing. Is it staged? Does it have an offer date or not? And how does it show in person versus online? Now, having a really strong online presence from the start and making sure that you're hitting every nail on the head is so important. With social media and us always being consumed by whether it's our phones or the internet, 98% of people start their home search online. So blast that property out everywhere, but make sure it looks sharp. Now, one way to get ahead of that is to get a pre-listing home inspection done. That way, if there's anything that needs to be done or updated before going on the market, it actually gives you the opportunity to fix the issues or be prepared in how you're going to handle that during negotiation. Now, if you do own a condo, the version of a home inspection would be a status certificate, and having that looked at and reviewed by a lawyer will put you ahead of the game. Buyers will have the right to get this reviewed by their own lawyers anyways, but having it prepared and ready is going to save you time during that conditional phase. Now, depending on the market conditions in your area and considering how long the average days on market are, you want to position your home in the market to grab that A buyer. Now, that A buyer is someone who's going to give you your price, a firm offer, and your closing date, right? And that A buyer is usually ready to act. They have all their ducks in a row and they are out there hunting for that right property. If your house is on the market for longer than the average days on market in your area, then there's usually something wrong with your pricing strategy and or your presentation. This usually brings the B buyer, and these guys typically bring lower offers and make conditional offers. Now, the longer it takes to sell your home, the more money that you actually risk losing, especially in a market that's on a downward trend. You don't want to be that home that realtors and their clients are using to sell their own listings because you're either overpriced or your home doesn't show top notch. Now, our team believes in staging so much and what it does for our clients' dollar and their success that we actually include it in our marketing packages. Now, secondly, look at what other homes in your area, both comparable or not, have sold for. And I say comparable or not because it's going to give you a better understanding of what makes buyers tick. You want to have that firm grasp of the local market area there, so that way when buyers are building their case around their offer that they're bringing, you know exactly what's up. The homes that sold comparable to yours use a ranking system. So if your home isn't first or second place on that list, then you know that you have an issue. As mentioned earlier, 25% of the homes didn't sell and had to relist their properties, reducing their price. So if you want to be a home that sells in this market, you're going to have to adjust accordingly. Ask yourself questions like, is my pricing expectation in line with what has sold? How does my listing price compare to other homes in the market? How does my home look in pictures? Maybe your furniture needs to be a little bit arranged to showcase that airy floor plan that you have instead of being cluttered with all your belongings. Now, keep in mind how we live in our homes isn't how other people would live in theirs, and so making sure that that floor plan of your space provides an opportunity for that potential buyer to envision themselves living there is paramount. Now, I've actually walked into many properties with clients which were great homes, and because it either wasn't staged or the position of the furniture didn't really make sense, buyers automatically didn't want it. Buyers want to go into a property and feel like they can just bring their bags, their TV, and their couch and put it exactly where they have seen it before. The more you can reduce the buyers to think of where they're going to be putting their things, the better. The less friction that you create for that buyer in this market, the more success you will have as a seller. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Alice, my home isn't really renovated and it requires a little bit of work. Now, depending on the condition of your home, you could sell it as is, but make sure it's as clean as humanly possible. Just because a home is outdated does not mean that you can't enhance it using staging that suits the age of the house. There's actually a skill to that, I think. Or leave it vacant. I mean, make sure that the cobwebs are gone, clean the outside of the yard if you can, and make sure that the curb appeal is there for even that fixer-upper property. Another important component is list price, and I have this conversation with my clients all the time. The list price is actually a marketing price, and sellers will use list price in a variety of ways. So sellers will use list price in a variety of ways. One common way is to position the property on the market for multiple offers, and they do that by understanding the market trends at that point in time for that pocket and underlist the home by X% from the price the seller is going to be happy with to gain momentum, excitement, and create this kind of fear of missing out. Then buyers will bring their A+ offers to the table and essentially compete. The marketing price has to be enticing enough to create a buzz, and to figure out whether you should implement this offer date strategy or not will depend on the data, right? You're going to be looking at things like, is there lots of inventory? What's the absorption rate for the area? Are homes selling above or under list price? What kind of strategy are other homes that are currently listed using, and what strategy was used for the properties that sold? There's a lot of information to uncover, and any good realtor will be able to show you all of it and help you make sense of it. Now, all of what I just talked about is basically marketing. So hiring a professional who's going to be able to explain and actually show you what's going on in the market and why, then do whatever it is that they need to do to ensure that you're not leaving money on the table. And I mean, more than just stick a sign in the lawn, like make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. For instance, check the caulking around the tub, make sure the grout is clean, organize the closets to showcase that there's enough space and storage, etc. Ensuring that you're using the right strategy. And I keep saying this word, but it's so important. Knowing your numbers is key. So there you have it. If you have been thinking about making a move this year but are hesitant and not sure how your home fares in the game specific to your area and neighborhood, use the link below to book a time to chat at a time that best suits you. I would love to hear from you. Ciao for now, and we will catch you on the next one.